good team win. Against a division team on the road, or at home, should I say. Home crowd was awesome, but we got to give them a reason to be awesome too. So another good game by our rookie quarterback, but another good game from everybody around him, and that's what we needed. You know, it's not about one guy, it's about a team. 2 turnovers on defense, very good third down execution on offense. Ran the ball well, finished the game. You know, it's good to have a young leader like Dart.
You have not had, obviously, much success against the Eagles for a while around here. How good did that feel? Division win, all that kind of thing?
Yeah, winning feels good. So there are a lot of coaches sleeping in their offices this week, and I appreciate about those guys. You know, they put a lot into it like they do every week. The players put a lot into it. We had a lot of walkthroughs. I'm just happy for those guys that put so much into it to try to get the outcome we all desire. Played clean football. It's a good football team that we just played. So get a little bit of a couple days off, rest our guys. Hopefully we'll get them back. We'll be back on Monday. Get ready for our next opponent.
Does Skattebo give you more than the yards he gets? Is there some kind of an energy that is infectious with these guys when he's hard to bring down like that?
Yeah, I mean, he's just a good teammate. He plays with high amount of, I would say, energy, toughness. Certainly people can feed off that. So.
What did you like best about Dart tonight?
I don't know, I've liked everything about Dart since we've got him. So, again, it's not perfect. It's not going to be perfect. You know, there's going to be drop a ball, whatever it may be. But he's got toughness. I think he sees the field well. He's got athleticism, vision, leadership. You know, but he's 3 games in. You know, 2-1 as a starting quarterback. But a lot to work on. So, and he'll be the first to tell you that. But he's a leader.
Games the emotions.
Huh?
How does he lead? Like when you say good to have a young leader like Dart, like how
He
does
leads by his play. He leads by his words. He leads by his emotion. He leads by his loose plays. Glad he's my quarterback, our quarterback.
How much different does it make? How much different?
And again, he's a rookie. So, as one of my mentors once said, let's not, you know, give him a gold jacket right now. Coach Parcells. But he's a good young player to work with.
How much difference does his legs make everything? How much difference does his legs make with everything?
Yeah, it helps. Yeah, it helps.
Well, he just obviously has an uncanny ability to kind of feel the rush around him. Is that just a God-given thing? I mean, most guys don't have that. And how impressive.
He keeps his eyes downfield. He's got awareness in the pocket. I mean, he had it at Ole Miss, at least what I watched of it. So, again, each week will get tougher. I think you asked that question the other day as you put more tape. But let's give credit to the other guys too, as he would. Offensive line, I don't know, we must have rushed for what, 200 yards? Dan? Yeah.
What did you see?
It's close to it. I don't know. Third down was 11 of 16, I think.
Yeah.
Red zone, what was that, Jordan?
3.
You got it?
3.
3-3.
Right.
There you go. So when you play good situational football, you don't turn it over. You know, we didn't have any turnovers, right? Hell of a lot better than 5 last week. And then you create turnovers. What a play by Flott, you know, down there to get it. And, you know, we talked about it last week. He was going back to, you know, down south. I said he owed me one because he was going to get one down there. And what a big play and a big moment. Again, I love these guys. They grind. It's not always been easy. It won't be easy. We'll go back to work on Monday. Coaches will go back on work tomorrow. I'm sure they're not happy about that, but it's a good win.
Brian, do you feel validated in your decision to go? You put it on your shoulders. You said, this is my call. I'm starting him. I want to start with him. Do you feel validated in doing that?
Yeah, I don't think like that, Connor. I'm just happy for the coaches, the players, when you get a win. So 2-1 in the last 3. Got a tough team coming. We're going there, right? Yeah, short week. I'm just happy for our players and our coaches. They put a lot into it. And, win some, lose some. Lose some, it sucks. So I feel good for those guys.
The receiver situation's been.
Yeah, what about LJ, huh?
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah.
What did you see in him today?
Anybody got his stats?
4 catches.
4 for 55.
Yeah, how about that one down and double move on the sideline? Hyatt caused the DPI. That was huge for us down there to get it to the 1. Caught a couple quick ones, but, down, I'd say that's another thing, that just the next guy stepping up. We have someone that was on the practice squad. We got Jalen Hyatt out there who hasn't played a lot for us. You're down Neighbors, you're down Slayton. No excuses, just go to work. And even on a short week, that was somebody that I know Jaxson had a lot of confidence in throwing to him from the preseason. He had a lot of reps with him. So, we talked about that. And I felt comfortable with it. And he did a good job.
Coach, with Skattebo, obviously last week you had the fumble. Maybe under different circumstances, you sit him, you put somebody else in, maybe you lose faith in a rookie. What does it say about your confidence in him and this team's confidence in him to not only put him out there tonight, but to just keep giving it to him and giving it to him?
Yeah, I'd say I'm confident in all of our players. That's why they're here. And it certainly hasn't always been perfect for anybody. But I have confidence in our guys. You go through some tough times. Sometimes you can get stronger from it, or sometimes you can fold. I like our guys. But we got a lot of work to do. We are where we're at. We got to keep battling. Still early in the season. But these young players, I have a lot of confidence in these young players, these rookies. They got the right mindset. They're tough. And I don't know what the personal foul he got, but we'll talk about that, on Monday at the end of the game. So, yeah.
Coach, in the 3 starts that Dart has had, you guys have scored touchdowns on those
every
opening
possession.
drives.
Yeah.
What's different team-wise versus previous to that when it was hard to get that opening drive for the team?
We're executing well. So he's made plays with his legs. He's made plays with his arms. We've run the ball. We've executed. I think when you have a guy that can make loose plays, everything doesn't have to be perfect. That's a benefit. I've had guys like that before. And this guy is it's a good guy to have. All but, young and going to go through some growing pains. But I have a tremendous amount of confidence in Jaxson Dart.
When he went into the medical tent.
Yeah, you always want to try to score on your opening drive. We have scored on our, 2 opening drives? Or two in a row? 3 in a row was? Last week it was 2 in a row. So that, you got to play the whole game. So.
Daboll, when he went into the medical tent, when Jaxson went into the medical tent, TV cameras was on your sidelines. You wanting to go in, find out what's going on. Skattebo, I think at one point tried sneaking in there, trying to find out what was going on. Could you just describe the emotions in that moment? I'm sure you're, what's going on.
Look, if you've ever been on an NFL sideline, there's a lot of emotions. I know I was asked about gloves the other day. There's a lot of emotions. And I certainly am an emotional guy. I apologized directly to our team physician. I just wanted his ass out there if he was okay, but I wanted the process like we were getting ready to go for it on potential 4th down. I would have burned a timeout if he could have came out there. So I was asking, how long is it going to take? So, again, you want your guy out there, not at risk of anything else, but, he came out and I think he's going to be good. I'm like, is he going to be good or not? I'm going to call a timeout on 4th down and go for this son bitch. Or, you know what I mean? So I love our doctors. Pat, I'm sure you're going to ask me about that, so I'll just give you the answer. I apologized. I was in the wrong. But he's all right. He gave me a hug.
We'll take two
Dave,
more.
speaking of emotions,
Yeah.
you look pretty animated when Philly ran those two back-to-back Philly push plays. Did you see something maybe they were doing that wasn't called, or something you were trying to point out to the refs?
Yeah, they scored on it, so we got to do a better job of it.
The defensive
Brian,
effort
what did you think of
against
your defense?
Saquon. Yeah, what did
In
you
the
think?
second
I mean,
half?
Saquon and Hurts. You guys really did a great job defensively.
Yeah, I try to say this. Look, they played well defensively, but you got to play team football. In order to play better defense, you got to play good offensive football too to get them in certain spots, so you can do different things. Most games are going to be tight. You know, we got these guys in a few weeks. This is a hell of a football team. They're well coached with a lot of good players, and I'll tell you that. Nick's done an unbelievable job there. They got a lot of Vic. You know, they have a lot of good players, and they have a lot of good coaches on their roster, and we're playing them in a few weeks. So, all due respect, they've been one of the leaders in the NFL here the last few years. So, and that's a credit to Coach Sirianni, who I have a good relationship with. But it's good to get a win at home. So it's 2 in a row at home, which we need to play well at home to get a home field advantage, to give our fans something to be excited about. And hopefully we did that for them.
What adjustments did you make
Last
defensively
one.
there? You shut them out in the second half. And also, what did you think of where did the called an all-out blitz? I think he sent 7 on the interception to Flott.
Yeah, be aggressive. I told Shane, be aggressive. Don't hold anything in your holster. Go after him. But I thought he did a good job of mixing things up, disguising some stuff. Again, that's a good football team. That's a damn good football team. And they're going to make plays.
Coach, you know how much this game means to the fans. Was there any extra motivational speech to the players to speak about the enormity of trying to get over the hump and beating an Eagles team?
Well, it's a short week. So, you have, I would say, for my meetings, they're quick and to the point, and I'll show some tape. But I want to give the coaches an opportunity to go ahead and meet with their position and coordinator to make sure we got in. So, look, our goal is to win when we go out there, and our goal is to perform well at home. Perform well on the road too, but perform well at home for these people that come and, stick with us, and give them something to be excited about. We got work to do. But it's good to have this young leader.
Jaxson, what's it like in your 3 starts? You guys have scored on your opening drive in all 3 starts. Prior to that, the team had a hard time scoring in initial drives. What do you see different in the team right now?
Yeah, I mean, I try to talk about it in the week of just how important it is to start fast, and it's a great tone setter of the game, and especially get the big boys rolling up front. So that's definitely really important to come out and score on that drive, and then give the defense the chance to go match it. So it was big for us.
Jaxson, with what you guys are trying to build going up against a team like Philly that just won the Super Bowl last year, to have this performance today, what type of message do you guys think you sent?
Well, first of all, we can't be naive to, everything. So we hear what people say, and it definitely lights a fire in us. And, me and Scott talked about, last week we felt like it was kind of just on us, losing that game, and we felt like we moved the ball just fine. So, our big emphasis was just to, make sure that we take care of the ball. And we felt like, if we do that, then we're going to be able to move the ball up the field. So, just really proud of how the guys played. And I think that, we're just trying to set a standard of intensity here each and every day.
What do you mean by what people say? You said what people say. What specifically stood out that irked you guys?
Well, I just think that there's at times there's, some negativity that's surrounding here. And, for us, some of the new guys that are coming here, we just got here, so, we don't feel like we were involved in the past. And we got a lot of winners on this team, and guys who come out every single day and work their ass off to put on a good showing on Sundays. And I feel like we're just connected. And, we just had some games that, at times in those moments where it just hasn't gone our way. And we just feel like we do feel like we're a really good team. We have really good players. So, we're just trying to win games. We're just trying to stay, internal and stay connected each and every day.
What does it mean to see Cam have the same kind of response game that you did after the turnover last week when you guys actually delivered?
Yeah, me and Scott just have a lot of talks, man. Like, we sit next to each other on the plane back, so it definitely hurt us last week a lot. And, because we felt like we absolutely should have won that game. And so, we had talks during the week, and we just kept telling each other, like, we got each other, like, we're going to lay it all on the line, each and every play for each other. And, we try to message that to our teammates as much as possible. And, we know that, everybody's going to rally around each other, the more that we have performances like this. And so we can't get too high, we can't get too low. The most important thing is the next play, the next moment. And for us, it's going to be this next game.
Do you think this was a statement? Do you think this was a statement, though? Not too high, not too low, but was this a statement against a team like that?
Yeah, I mean, it absolutely is, because, you have to have a lot of respect for that team. They just come off of winning the Super Bowl. They're the top team in the league. And, quite honestly, like, nobody really expected us to put up a performance like this. And, as a locker room, as teammates, like, we felt confident. And, we try to play hard for each other. We're not trying to make statements. Like, we're just trying to play for each other and win games. So, we want to find an identity, and I felt like we did a good job of putting that a little bit together tonight.
What would that identity be? How would you describe it?
I think, just as a team, like, we're trying to finish, like, in everything that we do, like, finish through the whistle. In the fourth quarter, when it's time to, see, what teams are about, we want to finish. And we have opportunities to win games. We have to take advantage of that. Shout out to our defense. Like, Flott made an amazing play, and I felt like that was a huge swing for our team. And so everybody was involved in this, and we're just trying to be a tough-nosed team.
This is the first time you had a short week as an NFL player.
Yeah.
What was that preparation like going into the game?
Well, it was kind of similar to, I played in the Egg Bowl in college, so we had short weeks. So I kind of compared it to that, but it was definitely, there's a lot more that goes into the game plan in the NFL. So it was a loaded week, but, I have a great supporting cast around me, great coaches, great teammates who really bought into this game plan. And I just felt like we did a really good job of just staying on the same page. And, we felt confident in the game plan, and we were able to go out there and play fast.
Jaxson, you finished 4 for 4 in the red tonight. What was the key? Why are you so successful in the red zone tonight?
I feel like the last 3 weeks we've gotten better at it, and I think that we're just trying to use the whole field. Like, we're trying to get everybody involved, and guys are just executing. And, that starts with our offensive line. Like, you have to be able to run the ball in the red zone, and they've been able to get really good pushes, and we lean on those guys. And we got running backs who run really hard. And, we identified it as a thing that we struggled on early in the year, so we're just going to try to stay consistent with that.
When you measure protecting yourself sometimes as opposed to getting the extra yard, I mean, is there something you have to weigh when you're diving for first down?
I definitely answer this question a lot, but there's just situations where if it's third down, I'm going to get the first down. And that's important to me. That's important to the team. We have to keep the drives alive. And was there maybe like 1 or 2 hits today where I could have avoided? Yes. But, in my mind, when I'm running the ball, I'm trying to, get a few yards and put our team in a really good situation. So I understand that, you got to take care of your body. And I definitely try to do my best with that. But in situations where, things are important, I'm going to do my best to get that done.
And when you went into the blue tent, did that seem like an hour and a half for you?
It felt so long.
What were you thinking?
Skattebo pop in.
Yeah, I had a few guys pop in, and I was just trying to get back out there on the field. I understand they have a protocol and whatnot, but I was just trying to get out there fast.
Sick of those fast at this point. I mean,
I'm tired of it, man. I'm tired of it.
Jaxson, these 2 wins you had, the defense has really helped you out. What does it do for you when you see guys like Burns getting those third down sacks and hitting that interception?
Well, we talk about it all the time in our team meetings. Like, our defense is, done a great job of keeping us in games. Even the games where we didn't win. And, I feel like as a rookie quarterback, to have a defense play that hard and to make big plays, like, that helps me out a lot. That helps our whole team out a lot. And I think you could feel like momentum shifts, especially in that second half with how they played. So I love those guys. I love how hard that they play. they play with a chip on their shoulder, and they're going to get better each and every week. So we have a ton of confidence in those guys, but it definitely helps us out as a whole team when they're able to play like that.
You talked about how the younger guys haven't been here in the past, so you can't control what happened. But where do you think the energy is with this team, especially the last 3 weeks, what you guys have been able to do?
I just feel like we have a little bit more like excitement, in the locker room. Like, we feel like anytime we go out there on the field, anybody that we're playing against, like, we have a chance to win. Like, it doesn't matter what Vegas says. It doesn't matter what the spread is. I was watching the Pat McAfee, and they're talking about the point spread of who's going to win the game. And we don't care about that stuff. Like, we feel like we're confident to go out there and put on good performance and win games.
Jaxson, since you and Skattebo and Abdul were drafted that weekend, and obviously the rest of the draft class, this organization has talked about the attitude that you were going to bring here. How does that manifest itself in a night like tonight?
Well, it's a long season, so we have to bring it every single day. We have to try to keep the culture, and we have to stack wins. Like, we can't have performances where we play really good, and then the next game we turn the ball over 5 times. Like, that stuff can't happen. We have to try to be consistent. From an attitude perspective, it's kind of the energy that we're just trying to bring here, and the intensity of coming to work every single day. And I think guys are trying to do that and rally around each other.
You were talking about the negativity that predated you as one of the leaders of the team. How much are you embracing being someone who's going to turn that around?
Yeah, I love it. I understand that, like, the most important thing for everybody is winning. And, as competitors, that's how we feel too. And I feel like this city is starving for that. And, we are starving for that. We hate losing. It's the worst feeling in the world. So we try to, we just try to do our best to, regardless of what, outside noise is we try to keep, everything internal between us. And, I have all the confidence in the world of every single player on this team. And we just got to try to do our best to rally and stay consistent.
So what was your first game against the Eagles like?
It was fun. I caused myself a penalty that, took some yards away from me that I seen that broke the 100-yard mark, but we played hard, and props to the guys up front for all the effort they gave me and, this team. They battled till the end. That's what matters.
Can you sense the spark you give this team with your running style and obviously your production too?
Yeah, I feel it. But there's a spark that comes from a lot of guys too. Jaxson brings a spark. Those guys that in the receiver room that stepped up today and made some great catches, some huge catches on third down, and continuing to build is what we need to do and play as a team. 11 guys are on the field at once, and we all have to play together, and everyone has to be perfect to execute. So props to all of them, and great job today.
Cam, the red zone's been a problem for this team offensively, but today you guys seem really forceful in terms of getting your 7-pointers.
Yeah. Do you think it was a problem last week too, or did we handed the ball over, right?
Yeah. Well,
yeah. So I think that was the big thing. We fixed the red zone a little bit the last 2 weeks, and last week we kind of just handed the ball over. So we killed ourselves there and shot ourselves in the foot. But this week we proved that we fixed it a little bit, and we're going to continue to do what we can, the best we can, at the crucial times in the game.
What's the feeling being the defending Super Bowl champs here so convincingly?
It's been awesome. Like I said, it's a good team win. They were the Super Bowl champs last year. There's a whole new season this year, so it's hard to win twice in a row. So props to them. They're a great football team. We see them in another week and a half or 2 weeks. I'm excited to play them again. But like I said, this is a season that we need to keep continuing to build on. We're 2-4 right now, and there's a long season ahead of us.
Did you mentioned you didn't get to 100? Are you upset by that?
I don't really care. We won the game. That's what matters the most. These guys know that's what matters the most to us. To me as a person, as long as we win the game, that's when I'm happy. I could have went for 25 yards and 0 touchdowns and still been happy that we won. So.
The touchdound that it was ruled short, and then do you think you scored?
No, I knew I was in.
Yeah.
I knew the first time I reached it, I was in. I kind of fought extra just in case they did call me short. But I had a really good feeling. I kind of turned and looked and seen that I was across the line.
Cam, we talk about how much you energize this offense. How much does Jaxson Dart energize you and the rest of this offense as well?
He does a great job. He's a quarterback, a very competitive quarterback that knows what to do with the ball at the right times, can use his legs. He does a great job just, being the general on the field, and props to him and props to the guys around him that, help him be who he is.
Yeah, what made you stick your head in the injury tent there?
I was making sure that Jaxson wasn't, hurting anybody in the injury tent. He's a dog. He wants to be back on the field. I knew going over there, I needed to calm him down a little bit because I knew he was going to be on fire. I was trying to go over there before, the drive was over, trying to tell him, relax, we're good. But I had to wait, and then when I went in there, he was a little fired up, but we know we had to go through protocol and do all that stuff to make sure we can get back on the field. So I went in there and kind of, we're good, man. We got you, and that's it. It's awesome. Like I said, any win, no matter who it is, winning games is the best feeling in the world. And when you could do it at a high level and beat them by 20 points or something like that, 17 points, that's something that we take pride in, and we have to continue to build on that. We're still 2-4. We still have to go out there and win the next one, and win the next one, and win the next one. So I'm excited for the future, and I can't wait.
Did it mean anything to you? Obviously, Saquon Barkley meant a lot to this franchise and did great things last year. This is your first game. You don't play against him, but on the same field. You outgained him. Your team won.
Yeah, props to him. He's a great player. No disrespect at all. It was a Eagles versus Giants tonight. It wasn't a Scat versus Saquon. It was Eagles versus Giants, and that's how it's going to stay because that two different football teams. So props to him. He's a great player. We all know that. We know he's one of the best in the league. And we ended up winning tonight, so that's what matters.
What impressed you the most about your quarterback tonight?
His energy. And then when he gets knocked out of the game, you can feel the fire coming from the sidelines that he wants to be back in there. And it just shows the guys how much he cares for us and how much he cares to be on the field to make sure that we're set up in the right position to win.
Scott, Jaxson told us now that the young guys you got, he's the bigger for some of the negativity. So what does it mean for you guys to try to turn it around and not let that negativity continue around this franchise?
Me and him do a lot of things on the side together, talk a lot together about, kind of getting this turned around. Not doing it on our own, but getting everyone to buy in and continue to stay positive and work to be better. The franchise has been a losing franchise the last couple of years, but that's not who we are right now. We need to continue to build and build and build each and every day and have these guys with positive mindsets and, get away from that losing mindset. So we won the game tonight, and I felt that through these guys. I felt the confidence through no matter what. Going up by 3, going down by 4, I felt that through these guys. So it's been awesome, and like I said, I'm excited to see what these guys do in the future.
Is it easier to try and change that culture because you have somebody like Jaxson who's right there with you every step of the way?
Yeah, when your quarterback is that way, it's a lot easier. I'm not doing it on my own. He's not doing it on his own. We're not doing it together. It's everybody in the building. Everyone else is buying in. We're pushing each other. Everyone's holding each other accountable, and we just have to continue that as a team.
Cam, when you're building, coaches will often say you got to establish something at home. This is 2 huge wins at home you guys have gotten. Can you see that as a significant jumping off point?
Yeah, that's a staple that you want in this league is winning at home. You want the crowd to be loud on third down. You want them to have confidence in the whole game. So that's something we're going to continue to do. We need to win at home. That's where it starts, and then you'll get fans on the road. So we need to win here first and continue to win where we're at, no matter what. But it starts in this building right here, in this stadium. If we win here, there's a lot of things that can be accomplished.
Dex, I don't know how much you can watch your offense, but obviously they put a good amount of points today. And the way Jaxson and Cam, what do they bring?
I think it's the group, man. Yeah. The O-line blocked their ass off today in that run game. In the pass game, they did the same, gave them time to throw it. Receivers catching the ball, tough catches too. Tight ends, tough catches. It takes all of us. It's not just Jaxson. It's not just Cam. It's the supporting group, and it's everybody. Everybody has an important role.
As a guy who gets paid to stop running backs, is Cam a tough guy to bring down? He's not a big guy. But
that's what it seems like. That's what it seems like. Yeah. I ain't got my chance to wrap him up, so I don't know.
Any advice you give Flott on his interception, given your earlier one this year?
No, just to catch up. But he got his today. He broke on it nice, and that's just the little things. When you do the little things right, you get rewarded.
You held the Eagles.
When the offense picks up the defense like they did tonight, how proud are you of the offense when the offense picks up the defense like that? When they take that lead, then they come back and you take a lead again.
It's just it's taking punches and giving punches, and that's how the game's gonna go. We just gotta outlast them, and that's what we did.
Dex, you held the Eagles to 0 points in the second half. What was the key?
Being disciplined, man, in our run lanes, being disciplined in our pass game, and getting turnover. We had 2 big turnovers in the, near the red area, and that's the most important part of the field.
It seemed like Shane was pretty aggressive in key times, especially on the flight interception.
Mm-hmm.
As a defensive player, you have to like that aggressiveness with Bowen, what he was calling in the second half.
Yeah, man, we've been on him. Yeah, he called a good game. I think we just executed well, and it's the little things that gonna help us take off and win. It takes him, it takes us executing calls, and that's just how it goes.
You stopped their first tush push today. What's it like in there? None of us have
We stopped
been in
most
there.
of them, man. They just give them the extra motions at the end, but. It's a play that you got to defend, and it's part of the game, so you just got to keep defending it.
Is it frustrating, though, Dex, that it seems like they starting a little early at times, and I saw the sideline go crazy, but there's no flags.
I mean, that's the play, I guess. The play is to start. I don't know. You just got to play football at the end of the day. That's their money play, and we just got to stop it.
It seems like the way the Jaxson dart moves in the pocket is just a little different. You guys have a description or a nickname for that?
Not necessarily. He's just playing football, and that's the most important thing. Not being, stagnant. He's just playing around, playing football.
Yeah, I mean, when you see him kind of make some of those crazy escapes, maneuvering the pocket, just kind of what's going through your mind?
He get what he need. He throw the ball to somebody catch it, or he get a first down.
Thanks.
Dex. Burns said that, the broadcast said you guys had kind of like a defensive players-only meeting. Just asking Brian about it. He said he had some things on his heart that he wanted to say, and he felt like it did have an impact.
Yeah.
He didn't want to get into too much detail, but how much of an impact do you think that type of conversation veterans like yourself has on a performance like this?
Yeah, I mean, that means just making sure we take care of business at the end of the day, and making sure we do the little things right. That's watching a little extra tape. Is that knowing why you doing something, why you need to be in a certain position. Just owning your position and owning your plays and owning every moment that you get.
How much of a point of pride is it not just to win this game, but to shut them out in the second half?
That's big, man, because they're a good football team, and we got to keep playing. We got to just keep playing as a defense. No matter they scored some points, they got some momentum, but we just kept fighting, and we came out with the win.
Felt good. Cor'Dale, on the sideline after that, what did Skattebo say to you as he was?
More than saying something, I felt it roughing me up, and I was just like, all right, Scat, let me go right now.
And then he came through and tried to pat you on the head, and it looked like he accidentally smacked you in the
Scat just aggressive dude, he just be doing stuff. That's just Scat.
Does the energy of Scat and Jaxson, of those two guys, does that help this team? It's different.
Definitely. It's contagious. Jaxson and Scat, they're 2 different guys. They don't even feel like rookies in the locker room, We need that energy and to help us all out as a team.
I wonder if that, you say they don't feel like rookies, but they are, which means they haven't been through the tough times that you guys have, like all the losses that can wear on you. I'm wondering if there's a naivete in that's refreshing to you guys.
Yeah, it's refreshing to us for sure. Like I said, that energy is contagious, you know what I'm saying? And that they haven't felt that vibe or that energy that we've been having, and it shows, so.
Is there anything to you make the biggest play maybe of your career on the night the Giants give you the confidence of you're out there every play?
Yeah, coming into the game, I was confident, and I appreciate them for giving me the opportunity. And in my head, I was just like, I got to make the most of it. To stay out here and prove to my defense, prove to my whole team and the coaching staff that I can do that.
Is that the kind of opportunity you've been waiting for 4 years? I mean, I don't want to exaggerate it.
You're good, but it is. It is the opportunity I was waiting for, and I made the most of it.
You knew there wasn't going to be a rotation tonight?
When did you find that out?
The day before the game.
Yeah. What's it like just, you've been through a lot of games where the Giants fans have been leaving the stadium early. Just what's it like to hear the different energy in the stadium, especially against a team like that?
That's fine that they leave early. What we know about us as a team, we're resilient, and we're going to fight to the end, especially good other teams, and that's what we have to do.
How about the game wrecker Burns was tonight?
He's always like that, He's Mr. Reliable in my eyes. He always bring that energy. I'm like, hey, Burns, let's work together. And that's what we did. So,
that on the interception, and it looked like, did you grasp it right away? Were you wrestling for it a little bit?
I had to capitalize on that moment, and I did.
Did you think you were going to score?
I did. Saquon actually faster than I thought, but yeah.
You played with him for 2 years.
Yeah, I know, but just ran beside him like that. But he actually got wheels, so good for him. I wish he would let me have it. So it's all good.
At least you didn't get tackled by a quarterback like
No,
that.
I wasn't gonna do that. I wasn't gonna do that.
Can you just take us through what the interception? I missed that part. Did you take us through the interception?
Yeah, just football IQ. I was focused. I was dialed in. When I had that cut split, I kind of figured that route was coming, and I reacted to it.
Wan'Dale, 6 catches, 64 yards and a touchdown. But first up, I got to ask what it's like to beat this rival Philadelphia Eagles team when everybody thought the Giants were down following the New Orleans game and you had a short week.
We just came into work, and obviously we don't think anybody really believed in us but us. So just goes to show we just got to stick together and go out there and play football on Sundays.
Your early touchdown was a big one. Down the sideline, made a nice move. Got a really good block from little Jordan Humphrey, too, inside the 5. I know you had to appreciate that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, no doubt. I mean, LJ, he does everything right. Even in the weeks that he wasn't playing, he was premiering like he had to play. And when he got his chance, he made the most of it. And I'm really excited for LJ today.
All right, so Neighbors was down for a couple of weeks. Slayton goes down. Everybody's looking at the wide receiver room and saying, what's up with that? And you guys answered the bell today. How did you do it?
Like I said, we went into work and came in with a little bit of a chip on our shoulder, nobody believing in us, thinking that we could do anything. And, went to work with Jaxson, and he had all the confidence in the world in us to go out there and do our job. So.
You only had one jog through this week at practice. It was a short week, but yet somehow he and you guys, did you spend extra time together, extra film room, extra meetings? What was the magic that allowed this to happen today?
Like I said, we just locked in those walkthroughs and all that meeting time and just talking through with Jaxson about everything. I think it actually helped LJ and stuff whenever he was working with Jaxson in the summer and stuff like that too. So they were already familiar together, and for my sake, it was just making sure that I was just on the same page with him and getting open.
All right, finally, what has this offense got going for it once Skattebo gets that ball rolling downhill and starts pounding away the defense?
I mean, it's great whenever we can run the football. I know as a receiver, sometimes people don't think that we like to run the football, but I promise you it helps us so much, and I'm glad that Scott be out there toting that thing like that. So.
Wan'Dale, thanks for your time.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
It seems like the way that Dart is able to move in the pocket, maneuver, is just a little bit different. I mean, how do you describe the way he operates back there?
Well, one run I called him Vanilla Vic. I forgot what he was doing. He was running around and just bobbing, weaving everybody. I was like, bro, what are you doing back here? And he made a play out of it. But I mean, it's great. It's just to see him. He keeps every play alive, and no play is dead with him back there.
Yeah, I mean, the 35-yard touchdown you had, I mean, like when you're running that route, like how much can you even tell what's going on back there?
I actually broke out of the route and I felt like I was wide open. I was like, where's the ball? And then I see him scrambling around, and he was able to get out to the right and he saw me. So at the end of the day, like I said, just staying alive whenever he's back there.
What's it like watching your rookie running back run? It's unusual, isn't it?
Hey, he runs that thing hard. There's nothing else to say. I mean, if you want 2-3 yards, make sure you give it to Scott. He'll probably give you some extra too. I know on that touchdown run, it didn't seem like that safety wanted any parts of him. So, I'm glad he's back there running that ball for us.
They called it not a touchdown, right? That first one, they said is forward progress, and then I guess replay said it was.
It was really that next one, the one with Theo was motioning down, and it was just him and that safety one-on-one in that end zone. And I was like, yeah, I wouldn't want to be that safety either. So, yeah.
You had some pretty physical plays too. I mean, you got a hit that you landed like a Marvel character.
Yeah.
I mean, how'd that feel? Just getting up.
I was actually fine. I was more so just mad. I wanted a little bit more after the catch on it. But yeah, I feel fine. So.
I know the production can fire you up. Can the style that Skattebo runs with fire you up? Just the way he seems to love contact and win those battles.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's like how else do you not want to play with a guy like that? I mean, he's going to give his all, give everything he got every time he's out there. So you got no excuse to do the same.
Does not like this kind of feel like, excitement is sort of back here on offense in a way that it hasn't in a while? I mean, you guys have really have hope now?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like each and every week we go into the week thinking that we can put up points, and at the end of the day, it's on us to go out and do it. I feel like last week we just turned the ball over too many times, and we're giving points away. So we feel like whenever we take care of the football and continue to play in the green, and we'll be all right.
Feel different beating this team that you don't beat very often?
Yeah, so I beat them one time, and that was my second year at the end of the year. But yeah, so it definitely feels good, and knowing where that team's been the past couple of years. But at the end of the day, we still got to keep going.
Andrew, this offensive line today really had it going. Skattebo, of course, grinding out the yardage, and your quarterback running pretty crazy legs as well. You had to feel good about the performance.
Yeah, it was great. It was a team effort. It takes all 11 to run the ball like that. Jaxson made a lot of plays with his legs. All our running backs ran hard, and we just continued to fight the whole way through.
What was the difference in this four-quarter performance as opposed to maybe some of the others we've seen this year?
Just execute. As an offense, we didn't turn the ball over. Defense got turnovers, and that was kind of the keys that we wanted for this week. Controlled the line of scrimmage, and the results were great.
What is it like for you as an offensive lineman when Dart sees a little pressure, starts running around back there, and then all of a sudden he takes off and he gains yardage? What does that do for you guys?
He's live by the sword, die by the sword. He's a mobile quarterback, so especially at home, we can hear the crowd get loud once he starts to scramble. So we just try to strain as much as we can because we know he can make plays for us.
And also, how much is it a motivator when Scat gets those dirty yards? I mean, he starts grinding and pounding away. It may not be pretty, but it's very effective.
No, he's a physical back. He's a football guy. That's how he runs, and it gives us juice on offense.
Finally, what does this mean to this team to knock off the dreaded Philadelphia Eagles after getting off to a 1-4 start?
Yeah, this is the expectation that we have for ourselves. We go to practice every week to prepare to get ready. It's a big game like this. To win at home, it's amazing.
Andrew, thanks for your time.
Andrew, what have Skattebo and Jaxson added from a attitude perspective? I can't help but think like they're two guys, they're rookies. They haven't been part of the losses that you guys have been part of, and I wonder if there's like a naivete to that.
I think they both just love football. Obviously, there's a lot of distractions that come with being in New York, being a rookie. A lot of things overcome, but they've done a great job of just focusing on playing, and they've done a good job doing that, and they're only going to get better.
Have they added an edge?
I would say they both play physical. I think that puts stress on the other team. It gives us juice as an offense, so I think they've done a good job doing that.
You've been through so many games where the stadium's been emptied out and it's been full of Eagles fans at the end. How nice is it to hear the "Let's Go Giants" chants and for a game to end this way?
It feels great. For the fans to be involved, we got to win. We know that, so we're just going to continue to get better each week and try to do that a lot more often.
How much do you like the way Skattebo plays? I mean, how much does that do for a team when it's a guy that wants contact and he wins almost every battle?
It's great for him, especially up front. He gets those dirty yards. If it's not clean, he's going to squeeze out an extra 2 or 3 yards, and that's good for the offense because we play in the green. We can skip third downs, and as an offensive lineman, you want to run the ball, and when he's running like that, we're going to do it a lot.
Obviously, they're physical on the field, and that's been a factor. But what about how they act off the field? You got Cam hyping guys up, slapping them in the face. Is that rare for a rookie, in your opinion?
I would say it just goes back to their mindset. They just love ball. They're not really focused or concerned about how old they are, how many games they've been in. It's just they love football. They're passionate about it. They're going to play their tails off, and they're going to bring guys with them.
Contributions from from guys like Little Jordan and from Jalen, with other wide receivers down.
Maximize your opportunity. Those guys came in, did a great job for us. We needed that. They stepped up, and that's the way of the NFL.
I mean, does that fire you guys up to see him, get up, sprint off the field into 10, come out he's it's like nothing for him?
No, 100%. I mean, I wish I didn't have to see that. It makes me nervous as hell. But yeah, I mean, that's just how he plays the game. And obviously, you would want him to switch it up a little bit, but you don't want to take away from the player he is, the toughness he has and the grit he has. And that's what makes him him.
The way he's been able to maneuver in the pocket, escape a lot of things, sidestep things, make throws on the run. I mean, is that something, it's pretty rare in this league and something that you guys feel can really transform this offense?
No, 100%. I think you've seen it. There's a couple times, the O-lines, I feel like we've been taking our asses off, but, Dart is really good at making something out of nothing. Sometimes there's no one open or, there's a little bit of pressure. He's able to, wobble out of it and get a first down out of nowhere. And that kind of confuses defenses, so then they have to figure out how to stop him, but then it opens up lanes for the receivers and then opens up lanes in the run game. And that's why that one drive you saw us just throwing the ball, I think 9-10 times because they were afraid of his run, and that was opening up lanes for the receivers. So having a guy like that, I mean, you see it in Baltimore with Lamar, and I'm not comparing them, but kid can freaking run. with Lamar, people have to worry about his feet. So that kind of shifts the defenses. It kind of makes them have to play against him and his feet, and then that creates openings for the receivers, tight ends, running backs, and stuff like that. So I think Dart, obviously no one's Lamar, but that kid is pretty freaking special in his own way.
I mean, he's only 3 starts in, right? So
there's no telling what he's going to be capable of. I mean, I think he's capable of great things in this league. Like I said, that's why in training camp, I said I wanted to play with him somehow. So, I'm just grateful to do that.